Hello. There's so much going on, and what I find so fascinating is when you look at the Russian stuff and then you look at the British stuff and Boris, there's a sort of parallel world. And the really worrying thing is the similarities between Putin's lying and Boris's lying. And I don't think we should skirt around the issue anymore. What's at stake is truth. And once you get rid of truth, all manner of nonsense comes into play. So, for example, the Russians have set up, they set up this television program, this whole machinery to promote propaganda called Southern Front. But there are various propaganda machines which are functioning at the moment across Russia and disseminating and paying people to disseminate information on social media and on the television. As one of the Russian ex-TV presenters said a couple of days ago, switch off your television, because the television is the source of verbal order. And it's got into the heart of mainstream Russia. It's like manure, which is spread around the Russian countryside, and it's causing all manner of disease and nonsense to grow. It's not doing any good. But there is no other source of information. There is no other product going into the television except for this nonsense. And we've got a similar sort of thing here. We've got politicians who think that if they speak loudly enough, and if they're the only ones speaking, that is what we're going to believe. And actually, in a way, they're right. So we can't just have Boris putting out these programs, Rishi Sunak trying to restore his reputation, and of course, 222, the 222nd richest person in Britain, trying to restore his reputation as a man of the people, ha ha ha, and yet at the same time, having a sort of Berlusconi-style partying mentality in Number 10. They're all at it. They've all got their fingers in the pie. And yet, where is the Labour Party? Where is the opposition? Where are the Rory Stewarts, the people in the Conservative Party who should be standing up and saying this is wrong? This has got to stop. Now, if the Labour Party is not ready for power, and definitely isn't, has it got any policies? Can you name any policies? No, you can't, because it doesn't have any policies. It's still busy ridding itself of the Corbyn era and trying to reach middle ground. And until that happens, we don't have a viable Labour Party that could assume power in Number 10. And if it did, it would probably be as chaotic as our present Conservative Party. This is why I have been so focused on making sure that Boris gets the message he's got to promote other people into the cabinet room to replace him. When he goes, he will go. There is no choice about it. The number of people who are complaining about him is creeping up. If he were wise, which I fear he is not, I fear he's lost wisdom, if he ever had any. But he did have some. He's a classicist. No, he has wisdom. It's a matter of finding it again. If he had wisdom, he would promote exactly those people who at the moment are calling for him to go. Because those people have a moral centre which he lacks. They have ideas which he lacks. He hasn't had an idea since he's been in Number 10. His last idea was to get Brexit done, and that was before he went into the doorway of Number 10 as Prime Minister. That was his last idea. He's been coattailing on other people. And as for the Liz Trusses, well, you know, when you get the ambassador from Russia saying that Liz Truss, our Foreign Secretary, is bellicose, is a warmonger, this is shocking. This is shocking. And incidentally, the interview today with Andrei Kelin by Clive Myrie was one of the best bits of television that I've seen. Clive Myrie, oh my goodness, he's the best thing on TV that we have had since the heyday of Andrew Marr, and that's some years back. Why is he not the automatic successor to Andrew Marr? I don't understand. We have a bellicose foreign minister. We have a scandal-hit president. And you know, if there are more parties in number 10, I certainly wouldn't want to be on the other side of the door just in case Matt Hancock was around. You know, the whole thing is dodgy, and it's been dodgy for years. Certainly since Boris took control. And why are we surprised? And meanwhile, the Russians are still bombing Mariupol, while at the same time putting forward the idea that they're promoting a humanitarian rebuilding package. It's a bit like Nero doing town planning. We can see what real deceit is. It's over there in Russia. And I'm afraid we can see what real deceit is. It's in number 10. What's the difference between the two? The difference between the two is the amount of explosions going on in Russia and in Ukraine. That's the difference. It's about weapons. And the real problem is the loss of truth. We cannot fight for truth if we don't have any. So the first thing Boris can do is find somebody who's going to successfully take his place, and it's not anybody round the current cabinet table. And if it is, we're in a worse position than we are with Boris.